Well, Sarah showed us how to make a whole bunch of artful cards using a collection of papers and die cuts and all sorts of fun stuff like that. And I decided to try it for myself. So I made this layout, which, you know, I'm usually a messy scrapper, or I don't like to call it messy, let's say artful, but I find that there's a lot of fun in being clean and neat as well. So let me talk about a couple things that I think are really important that I did. The first thing is I started with a very neutral background. So I just used a simple sheet of white cardstock, and then I chose a piece of pattern paper. And you'll notice something really important that I did on this layout is I rounded the corners, but I didn't actually round all four. I only rounded two of them. And the reason for that is because rounding just two of them creates a stop here, but lets the rest of the layout flow in. And you'll notice how several of the elements also cross over into the white space, so that you're actually really creating something that covers the entire space. The other thing that I want to talk about is you'll notice these large elements that are framing. They're actually small elements. So if you look at this, and let's just pop this right on out of here, this little scrolly frame, and they pop out really easily, just like so. What you'll see is this is actually a circle. However, this is an oval. So all I did is I simply took a pair of scissors and I cut it straight down the middle, and the straight is sort of not necessary. I cut it generally down the middle. I separated them and I continued to layer in. The other thing that you'll notice here is that I popped a lot of stuff up on foam adhesive, and creating that separation creates so much dimension and interest and makes the layout a lot more interesting. It also, in a way, acts as the mat that Sarah was talking about. And so remember that an alternative to actually matting things is to just use foam adhesive. Also, notice the use of red. The red starts here and your eye sort of travels around the photo. It goes up and to the top. If this layout did not have the red butterfly, your eye would just never come up here. So it's really important to use a bright color like red to bring your eye all around the entire composition. The last tip I want to give you is that you need to remember to get yourself into photos. This photo is actually one that I took with my computer. So any way that you can, find a way to make yourself a part of the story, not just your kids, your family, or the places that you go.